family? What you doing? OZIAS,
Yeah.
my man Uriel, my man Abia.
Yes, sir.
And my man Jimmy. Yo, Jimmy, I think it was July the 17th, man. It was in Monroe Park early in the morning, right? You was talking to a light-skinned chick that was rejecting the identity of an Israelite. And you start telling her how chosen she was, how special she was, and about these abilities of the Israelite people. You made a mistake, my nigga. You made a mistake, my nigga. You said it's in her DNA. Now, DNA is not a physical eyeball observation, is it? No, it's not. But then when I asked you for a picture, when I asked you, Uriel, for that picture, you had no idea why I asked you that because you didn't listen to that video. That guy was darker than Michael Jordan. And he said King James was the same complexion. Then you put out a picture that I asked for, not knowing that I knew about that same picture and that it would contradict the complexions that the Israelites said on the other video, which would set up the next question. Show me the DNA. Boom, nigga, show me the DNA. What's up? Show me the fucking DNA, B. I want your leader. I want your leader, Elder Barak Shah. I want him to debate HOTEP, TALAH, AMUN-EL. And as the undercard, I want you, OZIAS. I'm gonna spank your motherfucking ass, my nigga. I'm gonna beat the fucking brakes off you intellectually, son, because you can't see me. You couldn't see me, Jimmy couldn't see me, Zoe couldn't see me, and then one of your peoples came out here this morning, didn't it, man? One of your Israelites from your group came out this morning and told me how I spanked your ass in the room last night. Yeah, you know I got some of your niggas calling me on the phone. Because this evidence is shaking their foundation.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
And why you ain't tell me that the bosom of Abraham was an Islamic cemetery? I'm out. Black power. Stop fucking with me, King.
Tell me, who was King James?
He won't no black man. He believed King James was a black man.
I know he was. I know he was.
Say it again.
King James was born in Scotland in 1556.
Was he darker than you?
Was he dark? My complexion.
He was about, King James was your complexion.
Because
you see what that religion did there?
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee. Chosen you. He chose you. That's what the Bible said. They ain't teach us that in slavery. That's what he chose you. Free.
To be a special people.
A what?
To be a special people.
You are that special people. Why you think you take over everything you do? From the sports world to the entertainment world. Even the many inventions that they get credit for, we did that. We sold the first American flag. Yep. All that. Because we're the special people. We have that ability in our DNA. Because that's how the Most High made us. Free.
To be a special people.
Uh-huh.
This is another New Black World Order TV Productions.
Indeed.
What's up, the Shining Prince, TALAH AMUN-EL.
What's happening?
Man, you know what's up. I'm about to go in on this motherfucker today.
Okay, yeah, I seen the activity booming last night.
In the battle room.
Yeah, in the battle room.
It wasn't even a battle, man.
I know. There's no battle with them, man. It's because you just ignorance, man. They not even dealing with sound right reasoning. No facts whatsoever. But share with us what that was about.
Okay, let's get it in. Right? I'm at home chilling.
Yeah.
Somebody just add me to a room. You know how people add you to rooms without asking you sometimes?
Yeah.
And you be like, okay, what's this about? So the little chump ass nigga named Uriel, right?
Yes. That's one of the angel names.
Yeah, but he ain't no fucking angel.
Okay. Might be a disagreeable.
That dude's slow and retarded, man.
Okay.
He too slow and retarded to be a disagreeable joke.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
Disagreeable's up a notch higher than them suckers, man.
Okay.
So now, my man's responded to the video that we did out here with the triple dark-skinned brother.
Yes.
That said that King James was his complexion.
Okay.
So I put the video up, and then he responds. Little, what you call him, the sick attack dog. That's all he is, a little sick attack dog.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I smacked his ass up, this, right? So I'm like, brother, do you agree with everything in that video that that brother said?
Mm-hmm.
He didn't even pay attention to that brother describe the dark skin complexion of, right? So that would make me ask for a what? A picture.
Yes.
So he puts a picture up, and this picture ain't of nobody the same complexion as the Israelite said. So that makes me ask now for what? DNA evidence.
Yes.
But what's their interpretation of DNA? It's quite different than what scientists say.
Yes.
They got a test that's equivalent to Laquita on Mariposa Show. Laquita got sad motherfucking men on Mariposa Show. One got ears like the baby, the other one got toenails like the baby. She got something that she observes because it's a DNA test based on observation.
Observation.
Of the eyeball, not the mind.
Or the blood.
Or the blood.
That's where you gotta go.
That's where you gotta go.
You can't get a DNA test just by eyeball. It's only 7 different modes of human species. That's why you see resemblance. When you look at somebody, you say, man, I think I've seen him before. People come to me all the time and say, you look just like so-and-so. But you look like somebody I know. And I know they do it to you.
They do it to all of us.
They do it to all of us.
They do it to OZIAS.
Species. So you can't eyeball somebody and say, this is, well, you can say it's a similar DNA, but the bottom line is, everybody that they are trying to validate, King James, they don't exist. They don't have no bodies. They can't trace it. They can't trace the DNA. Even their own identity of being a Hebrew Israelite. An Israelite has to go back to Jacob, and there's no body. There's no Jacob body. There's no Abraham body. There's no bodies to trace your DNA. Even if you want to say it looks like somebody, you can't even say, well, I've seen Jacob, or there's a picture of Jacob, an actual photograph.
The photograph is not a sample of a DNA.
It's not. But I'm saying even if that was true, what they saying, they don't have no photographs of it. Not no actual that they can prove, they can validate.
I don't think it was a camera.
You could go to Jehovah's Witness and look at their pictures of white people and their depiction of the prophets.
The council in the white.
So you want to do that, but that's ignorance because you got to DNA. If you check out any real science, you got to go to the blood.
But look,
you got to go to the blood.
You remember on Black Unity Day when we fed the homeless people?
Yes, we did.
And the Future World of Israel said they was gonna be there.
Yeah, they said they didn't show up.
Fucking liars. Then they was up the street, right? In Monroe Park. And if you go to their channel,
they was preaching.
But I'm gonna put that inside this video right here. Jimmy, everybody hear Jimmy tell a girl she an Israelite. Tell them that she's special and she's the chosen people. Then he comes out his mouth and say, it's in her what? DNA. But last night,
they want to deny the DNA.
What's going on with that HOTEP, TALAH?
Well, they use words and they use doctrines for their own purposes. They don't want to get to the truth, obviously. Because if they wanted to get to the truth, they would sit down, have a conversation, or do an investigation and realize that DNA, you have to go to the blood. You have to take a sample of the blood or the hair follicle in order to, which got DNA strands, which you can find the genetic makeup that is connected to your ancestors. Because your mother, you come from your mother and father, they come from their mother and father, they come from their mother and father. There's a DNA strand, an atom, a molecule that is linked to your blood family.
So why would we actually need the father of the tribe, Judah?
You would have to.
We need the father of Judah, Jacob.
You will have to have Jacob in order to trace yourself back to that link.
And link them to King James.
And King James, all your biblical characters. The only bodies they digging up that you can trace back is the Egyptians.
But I gave them some bodies last night.
Which bodies you give them?
Now, when I asked them where was the bodies, Uriel, little bitch punk ass Uriel.
Yeah.
And I'm calling them that because my nigga's annoying with his ignorance.
Okay.
Right? And little Uriel said, according to Matthew chapter 27, verse 52 and 53, that the holy men, the saints of Israel, will sleep in their graves. And on the day of Jesus' crucifixion, an earthquake happened. And the graves were opened. And the bodies were exposed. And when the resurrection came, they got up too as a first fruit sign.
Okay.
And many of the dead saints appeared in Jerusalem. That's what he told me.
Okay.
But you know he fucked up, right?
Yes, of course.
Right.
One,
so
he was asleep.
The other Israelite told me that the bodies were destroyed.
Oh, okay. Contradicting each other.
Right. This one belonged to the house of David.
Yes.
The other ones, future world of Israel, say that the bodies were resurrected. Now, it's appointed unto a man to die once according to the Bible.
Yes.
And it's also told in the Bible that flesh and blood cannot enter where?
Heaven.
So where the fuck is Lazarus at? Where the hell is these saints that got up? And the Muslims must be their bosom of Abraham because the Muslims claim that they have the body. I gave them a video of the shrine of Abraham, the shrine of Hawa, to which they call Eve, the shrine of Adam, all of the patriarchs. The Muslims say they have the bodies. So I'm like, my nigga, I found your bodies that you say you was missing.
Saying the Muslim has.
Now, would you accept them as your bodies? They say no. And you know why they can't accept them bodies as the bodies?
Because the Muslims don't have the bodies.
No, because it would contradict their scripture that the bodies ascended. Or that the bodies were destroyed.
Okay.
Now, if the bodies were destroyed, how the fuck the Muslims get them?
Yeah, but where's the Muslims' proof that they have the bodies?
They don't have no proof.
I know they don't have
I know, but I'm just
but
saying.
I understand what you're
I'm letting them know how honest I am. I'm not going to keep saying there ain't no bodies and don't mention that somebody is purporting to say they have the bodies.
I got you.
Because if you genuine, you wouldn't leave that out.
Yes, yes. You would investigate that as well.
Right. So also I'm showing them that I'll give you something to hit me in the head with while you fight me.
Yes.
But you bitches can't handle me.
They can't do it.
You can't do nothing with me,
No.
especially OZIAS. And matter of fact, me and TALAH Moon would team up and debate your elder and OZIAS.
Man, they so easy.
Now, the undercard, I'll take the undercard.
Yeah.
I'll take OZIAS and you take the goddamn leader.
Oh, it don't matter.
I want to ball your motherfucking leader up because you motherfuckers are some liars. You some lying, disgusting motherfuckers. And when I put in this video where y'all said that DNA existed, people gonna see that you's a fucking liar. Then I'm gonna put in this video your definition of DNA. And it's the same fucking definition that LaQuisha had when she went on Maury Povich with them 6 motherfucking baby daddies. They look like my babies, so they must be the dad.
Yeah, it's just pure ignorance, man.
And the results came back unanimous.
Yeah.
You are not.
None of them?
No, none of the goddamn people she brung on there. Based on her saying she looked at these niggas.
Yeah, yeah.
Because remember, it was 6 niggas in the dock that ran the gangbang on her.
Yeah, yeah.
She don't know which dick
I never
one of
seen
them.
the story, so that's what that was about. That's funny. Maybe that's the same prostitute that's in the Bible that like the donkey.
The donkey dick.
The donkey.
Right? So, you know, OZIAS, man, we also bringing up Genesis chapter 6 you running from.
The sons of God.
The sons of God. He told us they was Israelites.
Yeah. But the Israelites came from Jacob, and Jacob wasn't even born yet.
Right.
Man, it's just ignorance. That's why I'm only doing this video because you asked me.
All right.
I'm
really
done with them
because
they couldn't even prove that they are descended from Jacob because Jacob doesn't exist.
They don't have a body.
And then they don't have a body, so they're ignoring their own identity. So once you do that, everything else you're teaching, not you, but they, everything else they're teaching is bullshit.
Elder Barack Shah,
It's bullshit. You don't
you
know,
on some bullshit.
You don't know who you are. Prove who you are, then we could go to the next point.
Right.
But if you're going to ignore this particular question, where is the body of Jacob, and have you traced your genes to this body,
In the body
if the
of
body
Judah.
exists, and the body of Judah, well, you got to go to Jacob, because Judah, you know, that's at the beginning, right?
That's one of the sons.
That's one of the sons of Jacob.
Right.
You're right. So they
Right.
saying they from Judah?
They saying they from Judah.
Okay, so then
That the
prove,
so-called American Negro are the children of Judah.
yeah, prove it.
They can't.
Just prove it. Prove that, and then we could go to the next point. If you can't prove that, then shut up.
Right.
Shut
and
up.
Tell Jimmy to keep DNA out his mouth.
Yeah, because he don't know what DNA is.
Well, keep on talking
What's
about
the acronyms of DNA. Where is this?
It's nucleic acid,
Yes.
right? And so therefore that has nothing to do with eyeballing a motherfucker,
No.
right? When I used to sell
Where's the
when I used to
acid?
sell drugs,
Where's the
I could
acid?
eyeball weight. I could eyeball weight, but to be more accurate, you need a what? A scale. You got to
Yeah.
put that thing on the box.
Yeah, you got to go inside the blood.
Right. You got to go inside the blood, King.
DNA,
Right.
deoxyribonucleic acid,
Right.
a self-replicating material present in nearly all living organisms as the main constituent of chromosomes. It is the carrier of genetic information.
Guess what OZIAS defined?
What?
Guess what OZIAS
The
defined?
fundamental and distinctive characteristics or qualities of someone or something, especially when regarded as unchangeable. So the DNA has nothing to do. You can't eyeball somebody and get a DNA get accurate DNA.
If that was the case, child support would be off the chain.
It would. They wouldn't need to get a sample of blood
Right.
in order to prove the father and mother of the
Right,
child.
they can just go by what the
They can
woman
just go
say.
by what they look like you said your girl did on the television show.
Yeah, on the
But you got to extract blood in order to take it through a testing to find out if the genetic link matches up.
Right.
So what y'all definition is just pure ignorance, and it really is. You know, it just really doesn't even warrant addressing you anymore, to be honest.
Right, this the last
because
joint.
you are just really
Unless y'all meet us in a
ignoring
controlled
the facts,
environment.
which means ignorant. Y'all just really ignorant. And my man said it's sad. I don't think it's sad. I think you are what you are. You know, it just is what it is.
They liars.
If you want to, yeah, well, the devil was a liar. They said that's what the word devil means.
Right.
Liar and weight.
Right.
So
we, until y'all agree to a controlled environment, we're not wasting a breath on y'all. We're going forward with God Exposed Part 2.
Yeah, the man of war, God the man of war, as opposed to Jesus the Prince of Peace.
Right.
Because Jesus is the Prince of Peace, but you telling me that the Father is a man of war. So, hey, maybe you're serving, because that's why you're ignorant, because you're serving the man of war.
Right.
And the man of war is also a man of confusion, because
Right.
war is confusion. So
And-
your God is of confusion.
And even a general will tell you, the most dumbest motherfucker on the planet is a soldier in the army.
Yeah, and that's
all
what
he
they
does
class.
is
That's
take
what
orders.
they say they are.
All they do
soldiers.
is take orders.
That's what they say they
So,
are, soldiers.
let me
right?
show you how dumb OZIAS is.
Yeah.
OZIAS inboxed me to define what DNA was.
Yeah.
Now I know what you just said, and the world scientific community agrees with you.
Yeah.
He said we teach DNA as a physical makeup, not as it can go back through lineage.
Why not?
But he's
as
saying
it
his
can go back
lineage
to
goes back to King James. He's saying his lineage
Yes.
go back to Judah,
Yes.
and it goes back to Jacob.
Yes.
But now,
Now it don't.
right. OZIAS, you dumb as a brick, man.
Ooh, man.
Man, how could you be that dumb,
And he
son?
is the leader of their group, right?
There you go, right there.
Is he the leader of their group? He's like the acting general.
No.
He's the general
Well,
of their group.
If I was out there on the
And
camp,
that brother, I wanted to address that brother in the background who said,
Abia.
is his name Abia?
Yeah,
He
Abia.
said the reason why don't want to deal with him is because he grew up with Malachi. He know Malachi. He know the information like I do. If you knew the information, brother, you wouldn't be running around calling yourself a Hebrew
Right.
Israelite. Because right knowledge destroyed that when we put out
Right.
360 questions to ask a Hebrew Israelite, which they can't answer none of them. And we just put forth a couple of them, and y'all can't deal
Right.
with.
And
So
anybody-
you don't know nothing about Malachi. That's why you back in the camp of
That's why
Hebrew
you sleep
Israelites.
again.
That's why you went back to sleep.
Right. And so everybody know that I don't agree with everything TALAH Moon said or Malachi Z. York. But I would agree with this. If you went through Malachi Z. York school, the man set a certain criteria on you to ask questions.
That's right.
And so
That was
you,
the bottom
you
line.
could have left Doc and still kept the criteria of questions.
Yes.
And how the fuck did you end up in a dumbass group like that?
Believing again. Believing something without any evidence. You went right back to sleep. That is pure ignorance.
Right.
It's pure. So that really means you was never with Malachi in the first place, because our motto was don't believe a word we say, check it out.
Listen, bro, when you looking to believe, if it sound right, they going with it.
I know it.
If you looking to believe.
Yeah, you looking.
But if you are looking to find some type of concrete evidence for something, nobody can just tell you anything.
No, your foot is on solid ground. But you know why they like to believe? You know what this is all about? It's the gang syndrome. You need to belong to something. You're afraid to stand alone on the truth. Because when you stand on truth, a lot of times you're going to have to be alone in this world of chaos because of your God, man of war. So you're out here alone, or it appears you're alone. But, so you're afraid, so you need a gang to back you up. You need a gang. So regardless of what,
up on me last night.
You find the closest thing that makes you feel good, which is your religious crutch, because you need religion, because religion is a crutch. So when you do something bad, you can blame the devil. So when you don't want to take responsibility as a God or as a supreme being, you don't want to take responsibility for the planet or an Adam or a caretaker of the planet. You want to put your trust in another entity. That ain't even presenting the facts.
Jimmy and all that.
They're not even presenting
the facts. How the fuck could you follow a dumbass motherfucker named OZIAS King in Israel, who believes that a DNA test is based on eyeballing a fucking face?
That's your leader.
Man,
so he must be a resemblance of his leader. Whoever the leader is, the congregation is
if the body is sick,
then the
head is
got
sick.
to be sick.
Elder
I like to meet him.
Barak Shah, if he dumb as OZIAS.
No, yeah, you're right. Ain't even
man,
no
if he dumb as OZIAS,
even no sense.
And Uriel, you straight stupid B if you think you won $1,000 bet from me. Anybody with any ability to think for themselves know that I stomped a mud hole in all y'all ass last night. I mean, they were sending them in one by one, trying to clobber me, man. And I just stuck to my guns. Show me the body.
Show the body. Show the body. They're going to want to shift their attention to some other subject because they can't deal with the DNA.
They switched to all this because they didn't want to deal with the DNA.
That's why we talked about the blood of Christ. That's why the Bible is always talking about the blood of Jesus.
And the genealogy of what?
And the genealogy.
That means lineage, right?
Genesis itself means genealogy.
And lineage. How the fuck you gonna say that DNA has nothing to do?
So-and-so begot, and so-and-so begot. That means that it came from one parent to the next parent to the next parent.
An age line.
An age line. And you gotta prove that through the blood. You can't do it no other way. Everything else is belief. You can't go in the courtroom and say you belong to the Hebrew Israelites because you believe that. You got to prove that. You got to present the documents, the scientific documents through your blood.
Listen, if the white Jews to whom they call fake Jews, couldn't produce no bodies, how the hell you both of you motherfuckers are bogus?
Y'all ain't even been to Israel. I know most of y'all ain't even been over there. You probably ain't left Virginia, Richmond. I know you ain't been nowhere.
You know they've been to Chicago or different places like that.
Okay, United States. They ain't been nowhere. They ain't been nowhere. They ain't dig up no bodies. And nobody else dug up no bodies. Nobody on the planet has produced the body of Jacob, Abraham, any of those characters.
And I'm gonna put the video in here where the dark-skinned guy made an absolute statement as the complexion tone.
And he was wrong.
And then I asked you to post a picture because I knew the picture was going to contradict what the other Israelites said.
They might come with an Arab. You know they love them Arabs.
You ask 5 different Israelites, you get 5 different answers.
Because they're not unified. Like the Christian church or the Muslims.
Hey, listen, Pastor Scarborough didn't want to own up to that $1,000. Right?
I had a $1,000 bet, huh?
Me and Pastor Scarborough. I had a $1,000 bet with them. And based on what you saw in that room, they owe me some money.
Man,
but they ain't gonna give it up because God is a what?
A liar.
This has been another New Black World Order TV production.
Indeed.
Chopper.